Yo, what's good? It's your bro Lo. Welcome back to another episode of the Hunting Grounds. Right now I'm looking at Euro AUD. I'm still in this position, guys, right here, right? I partialed out here and I partialed out here, right? We came and created this double bottom, came to a discount of this range from low to high. I'm expecting this high to hold. If we close through this fair value gap right here at this premium range of this high to this low, then I expect us to continue higher, right? But today I'm thinking we can get back to these relative equal lows down here, right? And so what I'm looking for is an entry here with stops just above here, and I'm gonna go in half risk. To get back down to these lows, right? First TP is gonna be here, and then second TP is gonna be down here, right? That's what I'm looking for. I may wait for confirmation inside of here, but I'm thinking of taking it, expecting Wednesday's high to be intact and for it to not close above this fair value gap. Right, so that's what I'm looking for right there. Let's go to USD CAD. Clear these out real quick. USD CAD still stuck in a range from this low to high. I don't want to trade inside of this range. I'm looking for some type of liquidity to be taken, whether it's from this high and then we revert, or from this low. Right, there's nothing really under this low that I like. I want to see if we can get and take out this high first, leave all these lows, right, for liquidity targets, and then yeah, we could possibly sell USD CAD here. Let's go to AU. AU's buy side liquidity still resting above the market and below the market. Don't want to trade inside of this range that it's in now, sitting on my hands. GU, we just came down to this low, kind of reacted off of this low. I don't want to buy off of this low. I'm expecting us to run lower because I'm bearish. So right now it's just a sit on my hands type of deal with GU currently. I want to see us try to get down to these lows though, right, because I'm still bearish. So we'll see what happens. If I want to get into another sell on GU, it would have to take out this high, or I would have to see how we break below this low, right? Maybe leave a fair value gap and then come back to that to continue lower. It depends. Just sit on my hands right now. It's nothing, not trying to force anything, you know what I mean? We still have liquidity below the market on Euro USD. We're inside of this range right now. I'm just waiting for it to get out of that range. You have a little bit of buy side liquidity resting, internal liquidity resting inside of here, which price can dig up into, and then it could move lower, but it's really iffy, you know what I mean? Very, very iffy. And then we aim for the sell stops below and this failure swing that failed to take out this low, right, once we get up into here. So this is something I'm gonna keep my eye on. Like I said, I'm still kind of like sitting on my hands. I'm not gonna rush anything. I do like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for confirmation. I want to see this fair value gap hold. I could take a small risk sell right here, but you know, I'm gonna just wait for confirmation. Let me see. Yeah, a fade. We run this high right here. If there's a clean revert, then I'll get in on the revert and attack sell side liquidity, right? That's what I'm thinking. This is what created the fair value gap. Our stops would be above this high instead, right? So if I was to take a sell, this would be a okay half risk sell right here, right? Half risk sell, aim for those lows down there, and it might not actually be a bad trade. I might enter a position half risk here and then once we get that run on the high and then the revert, I'll scale in to that position to run this low, right? So that's what I'm thinking Euro AUD is gonna do. S&P we still kind of ran out sell side liquidity here. We have buy side liquidity. I'm thinking once we run that, we could have a revert lower. Right, so that's what I'm looking for S&P. Let's go to gold, and then we could start looking to, oh god, my alarm keep going off. Okay, so with gold, right, we had a run lower, right? I'm expecting us to possibly, right, move up and come into some type of discount, right? We might move back up into this range, right? So that's what I'm looking for gold. I'm looking for gold to run out this high, right? And then we can get the retracement and then continue higher. Okay, so right now I have a sell limit right at this fair value gap, half risk. If there's a revert, I'm gonna scale in. If everything aligns, I'll scale in and then fade that move to attack this imbalance in these relative equal lows. So we'll see what happens, right? All right, so I'm tagged into the position, half risk, expecting this fair value gap to hold, right? No closes above here, and I'll continue holding the trade. If we close above, I'm closing out the trade. Simple as that. If we close above this fair value gap. Expecting Wednesday to keep the high of the week since we rated liquidity, and then see if we could attack more sell side. We're just coming in for this retracement. That's all I'm expecting right now, to attack sell side again. So now one thing that I am keeping in mind, right, after we do fill in this fair value gap, or let's say after this up candle closes, right, do we come up and then revert, and then we take out these 3 consecutive down up candles or 4 consecutive up candles, have a shift in delivery, right? That's what I'm looking for. Do we have a displacement back to this low, right? That's what I'm like kind of like picturing in my head right now, because I'm expecting an order block to form inside of this fair value gap, right? It can go up here, right, move up, maybe close above just a little bit, but I expect the next candle to have a displacement lower. If it doesn't do that and it plays around, then, you know, could get a little iffy, you know what I mean? So just manage the risk, cut some lots, or cut the trade completely, right? So right now, what I'm thinking in my mind is, we rebalance. No, we're not rebalance. We redelivered to this fair value gap, filled it in, right? Now, like I was saying, do we get below these candles? How fast do we get below these candles? If we move up again, I will only expect it to, you know, move up, manipulate these little highs that's formed right here, and then move lower, right? But I'm just paying attention to this low. In my mind, there's really no reason for it. If it's bullish, right, there's no reason for it to really go higher, right? If it goes higher, if it closes above this fair value gap, then the trade isn't valid for me, because the fair value gap can now become like a support idea to continue up and maybe take out Wednesday's high. But if I'm expecting Wednesday to be at a high of the week, then I expect this fair value gap to hold, because it's a premium array and there's no reason for it to really go higher, right? If buy side was taken out of the market, same thing as yesterday. Buy side was taken out of the marketplace and we're attacking sell side liquidity, there's no reason for us to come all the way up here, because this is where the buy stops were. You're letting the traders get back in or mitigate their loss. So you're basically saving the buyers that were inside of here, right, with their stops right here in their drawdown. So you bringing it all the way back up here to where, you feel me, they started buying that, then you're most likely going to deliver higher, right? To be logical. And so, yeah, fair value gap to hold. New York session, we're at a premium, right? Here's daily open price, true day open. We left relative equal lows. This is just a, you know, high probable trade for me. So that's why half risk right here, right? Once we break, I'll scale back in another half risk, be in the full 1%, and then we attack sell side liquidity. So right now, we got initial jobless claims for the US dollar. It's giving a little bit of volatility for Euro AUD. I'm expecting this candle to be our like up candle, hold this fair value gap, and then we continue lower, right? That's what I'm thinking. We got 14 minutes for this up candle to form, or we could just have a displacement lower, right? I don't want to see any closes above this fair value gap. We rebalanced it. Now I'm expecting this to be a balanced price range for this to continue lower, right? So looking in, let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Cleared out the highs, swept liquidity out the market on this fractal, on this relative time frame. See if we can continue down to these lows, right? Okay, so I'm looking at GU. We just swept sell side liquidity out of the market, and we have old highs built up for price to potentially come and take out, maybe come back to a premium, right? Clear out the internal liquidity of this high to low, right? That could be potential for today. Right now, I'm looking at this. We have a little bit of accumulation. We manipulate it. I'm looking for us to get above this area, close above this fair value gap right here. Then once we get a close above there, I'm gonna go long, right? Go long somewhere if there's any confluence, and then aim for these highs, buy side liquidity, right? If we don't have that, then there's no trade. We just continue lower, right? That's what I'm thinking. We just continue lower. But there's a possibility. I just risk half, since this is my directional bias for it to be bearish. I would just risk half on this trade to go higher, and maybe clear out this, and then we could continue lower, or we could attack this high, depending on what we do after we come up into this array, right? But we could just continue lower. I'm not calling tops or bottoms. I need confirmation, right? Let's go back to Euro AUD. See what's going on. So we're still working inside of this fair value gap, paying attention to the premium of this fair value gap. No closes above there. Okay, now that this up candle has closed, I want to see this up candle get broken below, right? That's what I want to see. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I want to see this up candle broken and closed below by the next 2 candles at least, right? Like I was saying, if we close above this fair value gap, I don't really want to be interested in this trade, so I just cut it. Okay, so right now I'm looking at GU, looking to buy GU here. We have that accumulation right there, had that run down, we have that move up. Here's our fair value gap right here, right? I'm thinking we could retrace into that, and then we could continue higher, attack buy side liquidity in true day open in the highs that's right inside of here. So that would be like our first partials there. I'm about to go in and set my buy limit now, and we'll be in short EURAUD and we'll be in buys for GU, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so EURAUD basically rebalanced this fair value gap. We push towards this low right here. Now nothing in this price section is telling me like, okay, scale in. We have relative equal highs built up now, but this is just a rebalance. So I mean, I don't really want to see price go up above this now, since we worked inside of this fair value gap. I would rather just see it have a displacement now, and I'm waiting for that just so I can move my stops right above these highs. That's what I'm waiting for price to have a displacement. Here's that up candle right here. It would be nice to see that candle close below it, you know what I mean? That would be nice. So same rules, if we still close above this fair value gap, I'm out the trade, right? I would love to see an expansion now. We attack lows and lows and just have a little small retracements to continue down to these lows down here. So, you know, see what happens with that. I still have that buy limit set with GU, still waiting on that. Waiting for price to come down, retrace into that fair value gap plus this old accumulation right here, and then we run higher potentially, right? Remember, I'm still kind of bearish long term on GU. I just see that there's buy side accumulated, buy side liquidity just, you know, resting above these highs, and we just took out an old previous day's low right around New York session. So I'm thinking this low might hold, and then we attack true day open, and maybe if we really want to get up there, buy side liquidity pools inside of this range. Wanted to give a quick update on gold. So we had that revert here, right? But I don't like buys here, right? Especially because I'm overall bearish for gold. This could just be a buy stop run just to continue lower, right? Plus this is a low class setup for me, right? So I'm avoiding any buys inside of here. If it wants to buy, it can buy. If it wants to shoot up, it can shoot up, right? That's fine. It needs to be super clear. If I'm gonna go opposite of my bias, it has to be clear, it has to be a really nice setup, and I'm risking a little bit less, right? But right now I think gold can still push lower because you still have that low right here, and you also have these lows in here. So trying to call this bottom is a little crazy, right? So it needs to be clear if you're gonna call bottoms, right? Let's go to EURAUD. EURAUD is still playing inside of that fair value gap. We're kind of stalling a little bit, accumulating. There could be a manipulation, and then we could still close below this fair value gap. So I'm giving it room for that to happen, right? No fear, no greed, no nothing, you know, just asking myself, what is price showing me? What's logical? And I adapt to whatever it does, right? I have my rules in place. I'm not trying to force, you know, anything on price. You know what I mean? So it would be nice to see these highs hold. Looks like we're accumulating though to manipulate. And if we want to continue lower, then we'll do that, right? If we manipulate and we close above this fair value gap, I'm cutting my lot, so I'm cutting my whole trade, right? I still have that GU buy limit. Looks like we're coming down into that now. We close above this fair value gap. We have liquidity above the market for GU. So it should be a cool buy. This is like a B type of setup for me. So I accept the risk for this, and then we'll see if GU could play. GU could just hold this area right here, but I really want to see it come down into this down candle right here, and these 3 consecutive down candles here with this fair value gap, right? See that hold? If we close below that, I could cut my lots just a little bit. Could cut my lots. Well, if we close below this fair value gap, then it could be an issue for me, right? All of this should be balanced. I don't really expect GU to really run deep into here, right? If it does, it can do that, but I expect it to immediately reject, right? That area. So yeah, let's go back to Euro AUD. See how that's going for us. So right now we're still playing inside of this range from this high to low. Still playing inside of that accumulation. Ooh. Accumulation, manipulate, stay close below this on a 15-minute, and then we continue lower. That'd be nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm currently in GU buys. Limit has been hit. Expecting this fair value to get the hold. We accept the risk. See what happens, right? See if we can get back up to buy side. Liquidity pools, right? Still in Euro AUD as well. Playing around in that fair value gap still. Right, back to GU. So yeah, accept the risk. Now we just let price do what it's gonna do. We manage our risk, manage our trade. If we take a loss, we take a loss. Take a break even, take a break even. If it hits our TP, hits our TP. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so my fault, yo, my internet went out for a second. So GU came further than I anticipated. Didn't take me out yet, which I'm surprised, because you know it's red. Let me see. So right now, since we came and broke below this old fair value gap, almost took my stop. We're playing inside of this price range right now. I want to see quick rejection. If we go through there, right? If we don't just hurry up and reject off of here, I'm gonna cut half my position. So I got my hands on my trigger, on the trigger right now. Kind of like cut half. Alright, so I'm cutting half my position here, right? I'm gonna leave the other half to run to whatever target is trying to get to. If we don't eventually move up with enough in enough time, I'm gonna just cut the full position. Just take that small loss because it's looking low probable, right? Low probable right now, right? So I'm looking for expansion now, right? So all I did was just cut half of my position. If we get to our TP, that'll be basically we'll still be in profit. You know what I mean? We'll still make a good amount of profit. So that's what I'm watching. Euro AUD still stalling around that. Okay, so we just cleared out highs right here, right? Still looking for that 15-minute candle to close. Actually, this 15-minute kind of closed above this fair value gap. I'm gonna give it room for this candle right here, right? This candle closes above it, then I'll cut the position on this as well, right? So still holding GU as well. Looking for it to attack buy side, right? Since I cut half my position, I'm gonna aim for this buy side liquidity pool now, right? So I scaled out of my position when it's against me, right? But when it's going with me, I just add a little bit more, right? So we'll be straight with that. Euro AUD, go back to it. So here's a displacement. Let's see how fast we can attack this low, and we could potentially get a scale in to go lower. But since it's about to come into London close, I'm gonna just avoid taking any more entries. I'm already in GU. I'm already in half a percent in GU, and then 0.5% in this, right? And I only lost about 0.25% right now, so for today. So we're straight on the risk management side, just managing risk, you know, allowing price to do what it wants to do, and you know, we just manage along the way, right? No need to stress, just control our risk. All right, so once we get up into here, I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna TP there, right? Let me go to that, set my TPs. Aiming for this high. So all that matters, that's all that matters, guys, is just risk management. That's all that matters. Controlling your emotions, risk management, following your trading plan, you'll be straight. So I want to see if these highs hold now, see if we can attack some sell side liquidity, right? GU is moving pretty well right now, so expect that low to hold. I would love to just see displacement now, no playing around. If we start playing around, I'm out of this trade. I want to see these highs get attacked now, right? Since if we took sell side liquidity here and we just retraced back into these consecutive down candles, right, filled in all the fair value gap, there's no reason for it to continue to play around here, right? So I want to see if we could get up to our TP. Once we take out these highs right here, I'm gonna potentially move my stop. I'm gonna move my stop to this low right here, right? Do that low. So let's enjoy the show. All right, so basically I moved my stop loss right under this low because I don't expect us to really retrace right now. Since we took out sell side liquidity and we came back, this is possible mitigation and we're pushing up. I don't want to see any retracements. You know what I mean? I just want to see us attack buy side now. Any retracement signifies low probability to me, right? I would like to see this high get taken out before we move back into this fair value gap, and that's what I'm looking at right now. Any retracement, I'm out the trade, right? Back down to this low. All right, so I could move my stop loss here instead, but I'm giving it room, right? Because that's my trading plan. But in my mind, no retracement, right? Euro AUD, we had a nice move lower, right? We took out buy side liquidity here. Okay, here's the revert displacement, taking out the lows. You can watch the fair value gaps inside of here, and then you also have a 15-minute fair value gap here. You also have that last up candle. I don't think we're gonna retrace all the way up there. We can give it room for that. My stop loss is here because if I was to get a re-entry, it would be at this area right here, this order block, if I was to get a re-entry. Okay, so my stop loss would be safe up here. So both of my stops are moved there on both of my positions. The one that I was in yesterday, which is here on the left, I'm still in this one, right, with a very small runner, right, and then I'll just scale into this one. So stop loss is above here. We should attack at least right here. Once we get here, I'm gonna go break even, and then see if we can deliver to the sell side liquidity pool that's been left during London and Asian range. Okay, let's go back to GU, see what's going on. So this is what it's all about, y'all. Just managing your risk, managing your psychology, sticking to your rules, staying consistent with your psychology, staying consistent with your performance. You know what I mean? Win or lose, you have to stay neutral. You know what I mean? Don't get too happy. You know, you're gonna get happy because you gotta win, but don't let your ego, you know, get to you. You know what I mean? Control you. If you lose, don't let your ego of I just lost, I need to make it back, control you. You know what I mean? So we have rules. We understand smart money. We understand how price delivery works. We have our rules. We just let price do what it does. No forcing anything. You know what I mean? This could have hit my stop loss, which I'm surprised it didn't. You know, that's the good thing why prop firms have really good spreads. It's, you know, I like that. So yeah, so we're straight. Our stop loss was valid and didn't get taken out. Let's see if we can move up to buy side liquidity, and we'll have a nice day regardless of if we win or lose. We followed our plan, so well, I followed my plan, and you know what I mean, and you know. So I want you guys to notice something here, right? If I don't expect price to come into this fair value gap before we deliver to buy side liquidity, right? Then what should hold for us to deliver back up to there if we're retracing, right? I'm looking at that right there, the high of that candle right there to hold, right? Because I don't expect this to come below here, so this should hold this fair value gap that's created right here. This should hold to at least push up into the high, right? So this is what I mean by thinking logically with price and not emotions, right? And that's how you get valid PD arrays. So we took a small loss on GU, right? and took a very small loss. Took out our break even, right? I don't care if GU continues up from here. I don't care. I didn't want to see any retracements until we took out this high, right? Us trying to go back and forth like this is low probable for me, so I'd rather just stay out of the trade. We took like a 0.20% loss, managed the risk pretty well. We risked 1%. We took this L, not tripping. Let's go to Euro AUD, see what's going on with that. We're coming up into this array right here from this high to this low. This isn't a premium. I would rather sell at this order block if I was to like scale in an entry right here. This right here is fine. You can put your stops like right above here, right, and expect price to fade lower. Right now, I'm gonna just hold this position right here. I'm still in a position right here, so I don't want to scale in much right here. If it moves up against me, it'll only be a very small loss today. So I managed risk really well today, and so we'll just hold to this low. If we can get to that low, that's fine. This is a scale in type of entry right here. You can put your stops just above right there, and then expect price to move, at least take out this low, at least, you know what I mean, and come into this imbalance, right? It doesn't have to come to this relative equal lows right here. I'm just holding for this target since it's half risk, you know what I mean? And maybe scale out a position and still hold this position to these lows here, right? So we'll see what happens, right? We're just focusing on Euro AUD and let price do what it's gonna do. Okay, so basically what I did here is I scaled out of this position that I was in right here and just added to whatever I had left on here. I added it to here. So basically I would be losing the same amount, same amount that I was gonna risk, that I was willing to lose right here. Since I scaled out of this position and scaled it in right here, right, because I'm thinking this should hold, my stop loss would be here, then, you know, risk is still managed, and I'm getting a better entry from what I got right here back into here, right? So see what happens, right? Yeah. Just like that. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. Small losing day, and that's all I can ask for, right? And there she goes. All right, so we just got a small losing day. That's just a text for our success. I hope you guys enjoyed how I managed my risk, how I took these trades, how, you feel me, in my whole process. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Go ahead and hit that like button if you would like, share the video if you would like, and sub if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Actually, let's check GU real quick, see what happened with GU. So GU did come back into that fair value. I was kind of pushing up, but you feel me, what's the point in being in this trade messing with my mental capital, you know what I mean? So just take the little small losses today, you know what I mean? We had a big win yesterday. This isn't nothing. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.